Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how I think the price of ICP might climb to about $160 conservatively. We need to understand where ICP is at in the grand market cap scheme of things. Current rank out of the entire cryptoverse is 29th. So that is pretty good to say the least. Price of $7.21 at this time with a market cap of about $3.4 billion. Now, you say $160. Well, maybe. And I do say this conservatively because I do think that ICP has the potential to hit a $75 billion market cap, which would be a 22x from here based off the current standards of the Internet Computer's tokenomics. And that would leave us with roughly $158 ICP. Now, I do think that is totally possible. $50 billion market cap to $75 billion, very conservatively. Last cycle, we saw Cardano and a bunch of other projects rally up to $75 billion to $100 billion market caps easily. So I do think that Internet Computer is far more capable than all of those chains combined, and hopefully we see some money print. Now, just a quick shill to Blockchain Boy and his crew. They have designed blocks, and this isn't a paid shill. I'm not making any money, but I do like to support people in the ecosystem just as they have supported me. So with that said, they have built one of the most kick-ass blockchain explorers. This thing is pretty sweet. You can go ahead and sign up for this for free. Just use this referral code FRONT960. I'll even post a link to this in the description or pinned comment. Just sign up and go check it out. But on to the TA here, and you might see some crazy madness going on. I just want to go ahead and say that I do think that Altseason is in front of us. I think it's closer than we realize. And I did just drop a video on this whole theory that I have that the Altseason could just be starting. And it's based off Bitcoin dominance in a very bearish repeating pattern that I've seen in previous bull runs. So I will pin that in the end screens here of this video, so you can just click on it. But my reasoning here for ICP to really start running up, and we got to examine where we're at right now with things. We're just going to get rid of this, and we're going to get rid of this. You can see that there is a very nasty bear leg on the ICP charts. Every crypto chart looks like this, okay? But we are seeing this symmetrical triangle consolidation. We are seeing the highs get lower, and we are seeing the lows get higher. So this is kind of really one of those moments in time where this pattern is either going to be a continuation pattern or it's going to be a reversal pattern. Hopefully it's not a continuation pattern, because when we throw up Fibonacci retracements based off the all-time low to the most local highs of about $22, you can see that price has come down quite nicely to the 786, which is a very common point of reversal for trading. In fact, in options trading, a lot of options will start looking at getting out of positions around the 786, 127, or the 161.8. But nonetheless, I do think that we might see ICP's price do what's called a Fibonacci sliver by default. Now, Fibonacci sliver is a term that I coined during the 2021 bull run. It's when you have a Fibonacci channel like this established. We can see how well price has been reacting with this channel, and I'm very confident that this channel represents proper support and resistance levels. We can just see this. You can see resistance, lots of support here, resistance, support, support, resistance. So you guys can kind of see where I'm going with that. This is drawn up perfectly, in my opinion, not financial or trading advice, right? But ICP has been in this crazy squeeze going sideways since about July of 2024, which is about 2 months. And why it's called a Fibonacci sliver by default is that there is a sliver pattern whether it's some sort of ascending triangle that would look like this, or a symmetrical triangle that looks like this. Price action just cannot move any more on a horizontal plane. The lower trend line of the Fibonacci channel will not allow it. So we know there's going to be some big time volatility probably within the next 2 weeks when it comes to this price. I'm hoping that we don't see a retest of like the $5.80 level. If we see something like that happen or the bottom drops off this thing, I do feel like we're going to be seeing a $4.35, maybe a $5 ICP token. But if this thing turns around, because this thing's been in a downward spiral for over a year now, I'm hoping that we get to see this thing turn around. And this is actually one of my more favorite plays to make as a trader. And we're looking at this on a daily chart. And at the end of the day, we've got the 200 moving average way above the price action and the 50 moving average. So it is my hope that we see price action pull a reversal, maybe come up and play tag with this 200 moving average right around this $11-ish level. And I do think that if this does happen, we could be gearing up for a phenomenal opportunity to really see ICP, bear with me one second, form what is called an ascending triangle. Because if price pulls a reversal here, this is going to be like one big ass launch pad for price to shoot upwards. And you might have seen some of those squiggly lines I had drawn up earlier. And when we start talking about Elliott wave theory, that is one of my favorite techniques to use when it comes to trying to figure out where price is going to go. There's a super easy method to figure out, okay, where price is actually possibly going to go if the price structure holds true to Elliott wave theory. One of those ways from point wave 2 to 3 is that the rule of law for Elliott wave theory states that wave 2 to 3 simply cannot be the shortest wave of this impulse sequence. So by default, 0 to 1 has to be the shorter of the two waves. And when we throw this up like this, you can see that, okay, we might see the price of ICP at the minimum run to about $45 per ICP at the minimum going forward. That would leave us with 0.4 to 5. This can really be longer or shorter than wave 2 to 3. But typically this is going to be your shortest impulse wave, 4 to 5. So I do think that at this point, you know, we're starting to talk about that $50 or $50 billion market cap. I mean, realistically, it's going to be a 14x from these prices. And realistically, we're looking at roughly $105 ICP, which would put us right in the range of maybe aggressively running up to this 127 at the lower end. However, we could see wave 3, 2 to 3, climb all the way up to maybe this $75 mark. And we're going to probably see a little bit of a pullback. We could see wave 4 to 5 really go off the deep end. And you can see if we target the 161.8, that's a $200 ICP. I am hopeful, though, that we at least hit that $160 to $150 area. So at the end of the day, if the crypto markets print, I'm going to be looking at possibly selling off anywhere in this area from like the $85 to $150 range, possibly. It just depends on the crypto markets at that time. Now, guys, I just did this video on why I think Altseason is right on the heels of this video. Check it out in the end screen here, and we'll see you guys all on the next video.